Hi, my name's Eliza. If you've been in social situations with strangers, you've probably asked or been asked icebreakers. These are questions like, what's your favorite color? Or, if you were stuck on an island and could choose only one food to eat for all eternity, what would you choose? Now, these questions are almost meaningless, absolutely harmless. Their purpose is to find common ground between you and a stranger, and maybe you both pick Chinese food and you make plans for dim sum on Friday. That's great. Icebreakers are fun, but be wary, for you will eventually approach an iceberg question. These questions are seemingly harmless on the surface, but they hold so much depth. Some could even tell you everything you need to know about a person. In this podcast, I'll be asking various people the same question. We'll discuss the meanings of their answer, what went into answering it, and whatever tangents spread out from those things. And I will try my best not to get too psychoanalytical. No promises. So, let's dive right into the icy waters of our souls with our first question. Let's start with Sophia, a ballet major. This is Sophia.
My name's Sophia.
Okay, great. This is the first question. What animal would you choose to be if you could?
Oh, a dog. A dog, easily.
For sure a dog?
For sure a dog.
Alright, cool. Why do you want to be a dog?
Because dogs are my favorite animal, and they're just so lovable and loving, and I love that.
What do you think your spirit animal is?
This is a good one. Some people have told me I'm a koala.
Okay.
But, like, I don't know. I kind of see that. Because, like, the stereotype of a koala just, like, clings on to everything and kind of, like, it's always embracing something, and I just love, like, holding people and, like...
that would make sense.
Holding on. It's fun.
Why do you think the animal that you would choose to be if you could is different than your spirit animal?
Ooh. I think sometimes, like, the animal you want to be isn't necessarily, like, who you are. If I said something, like, I wanted to be a cat, because cats are, like, very relaxed. They chill a lot, but if I wanted to be, like, if my spirit animal was something really hyper and everything, that's just maybe my personality, but maybe that's what I want to be in, like, the next life.
Okay.
Maybe try out, like, an opposite of who you are, which would be fun.
Alright, that's interesting. You were saying that other people thought you were a koala because they clung on to something. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you don't like, or...?
So, I do actually have this somewhat clingy personality. When I just connect with people, or I, like, find the people I love, it's just I always want to be with them, because, like, they're awesome and fun and wonderful, so, I try to see it in a more positive way. Like, it does have its negative aspects, as does everything, but I think it's more in, like, a positive way.
I think dogs can be pretty clingy, too, but in a more positive way.
In a very more positive way.
Exactly, yeah. So koalas are very known to cling, where dogs are like, oh, they're the man's best friend. Like, we cling to them just as much as they cling to us. I think that makes sense why you would probably choose dog over koala.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Right off the bat, you can tell she's a very spiritual person. She emits self-awareness, which is pretty key if you want to delve into these questions, and especially if you want to delve into the answers. Now, let's go to the completely other end of the spectrum. I was walking in the woods one day with a friend of mine. He would like to remain anonymous. This is Anonymous. Here we are on a nice little trail. Here's the first question. Anonymous. If you were an animal, which animal would you want to be?
A mongoose.
A mongoose. Okay. Why a mongoose?
Well, like most people, I've always been afraid of being bit by a snake and the venom. And mongooses, or whatever the plural of mongoose is, they are, I guess, immune to snake venom. And they fight snakes, and they're totally badass. And when I was a kid, I read the Riki Tiki Tavi book, and I really loved it. And it has a mongoose, so it's also a good. I guess what's that game? 21 Questions.
Yeah.
Animal to use because not many people guess it.
Oh, yeah.
I've won a lot of games with mongoose before.
Okay.
Anonymous answers the first question beautifully. He knows the animal he wants to be, like every person I've asked. This is when it gets a bit tricky, though, when we go into the second part of the question.
So, what do you think your spirit animal is?
I don't even really know what that means.
Like, if you did some soul searching and tried to figure out the animal that mirrors your soul, what animal do you think you embody?
I really don't know. I've never thought about it. So,
With this sort of line of questioning, it's very important to be able to adapt. So, I go into the third part of the question.
Your favorite animal is a mongoose, or at least that's the one you want to be, but you have no idea what your spirit animal is. Why wouldn't your spirit animal be the mongoose?
well, I guess to have a spirit animal, you would just need to not necessarily believe in that kind of thing, but care enough about that kind of thing. I just don't care. That's why I don't really have an answer, because
Okay.
the whole spirit animal stuff has always been more of a meme to me than anything else.
Okay. We'll move on to the next question then.
As you can tell, he didn't make it easy on me. But I wouldn't have asked him to. Even this kind of an anti-answer still lends a bunch of information to his character. Let's move on to Taylor, another ballet major. She and Sophia are very good friends, and she was actually there when I was asking Sophia the same question. This is Taylor. What's your name?
Taylor.
Awesome. What animal would you choose to be if you could choose to be any animal?
Honestly, I'd love to be a fairy. If that's something I can choose. A fairy. Oh, I would love to be a fairy. But
That's
if we're
a dope
talking
one.
like real animals, I would probably be an eagle.
An eagle.
Yeah. I would definitely be an eagle. They're just awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I'd probably either be an eagle or a hawk.
You really want to be a screeching bird.
Just something that like
Nice.
flies, and I just want to be able to fly. That's it. Like some kind of bird. I want wings. I'm about it for the freedom.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be totally free. Like that to me is like the epitome of freedom.
So, what do you think your spirit animal is? This could be an animal that people have told you, oh, dude, your spirit animal, totally, I see this in you. Or it could be when you think, about yourself, what your spirit animal is.
What do you guys think my spirit animal would be?
At this point, Sophia steps in to lend a helping hand.
What do you think it would be?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. I feel like people don't tell me it a lot.
Yeah, it's very... I don't know.
I have no idea.
Something of like very strong and like independency and just like a very strong type of animal, and that's why I think like the eagle would really work well.
I feel like I've gotten wolf before too.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten wolf.
Yeah, because you can, be on your own and stuff, but you also have a pack mentality. Yeah. Okay. I think it's very interesting, before we go on to the next part, you asked others what your spirit animal is. Because I think that says a lot about who you are. And trying not to get too psychoanalytical. I feel like I've met so many people where they're like, oh, my spirit animal is this. I've done a lot of soul searching.
Yeah.
I know that inside of me there is this. But I think it's really interesting when people go, well, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah.
Because, I do that so often. I have and I think that shows just, how
unknowing we are of ourselves.
Yeah. It's
Which in a
almost
way
like
can
an
be
unsure.
stressful. Yeah. In a way it can be super stressful.
is
Like, I don't know who
stressful.
I am. I don't know what's inside of me. But in other times, when you flip the coin over, there's just so much opportunity for you to find yourself. If you have a total blank slate, if you have no idea what's going on in there, it's so much fun to go, oh, well, now I have so much soul searching to do. How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But I think it's really cool that when you said hawk or eagle, we both were like, oh, yeah, for sure, hawk or eagle. And when you said fairy, I was like, yeah, no, for sure, you're a fairy. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting that if someone says what animal they would choose to be, people automatically kind of assume that to be their spirit animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
Yeah.
represented the hawk or eagle enough, like if you presented yourself to be a hawk or eagle, even if you didn't think that's what you were inside or
People
didn't
would
know,
perceive you as
people would
that.
perceive you as
Yeah.
the hawk or eagle.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think that just says a lot. Just projecting yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Later on, while I was asking Taylor a totally separate iceberg question that called for a description of her room, she started describing what was on her desk. Listen to this.
I have this thing my brother gave me for Christmas. It's like this glass like orb, but it has a jellyfish inside of it.
Cute.
But it's like all glass blown. It's really cool. I have this thing with jellyfish. I got
You like
yeah,
jellyfish?
I love
Okay.
jellyfish. I was at a beach and I got stung by a jellyfish, and I was like, well, what's the chances of getting stung again? Like, I'll just
Exactly.
go back in. And so I went back in and I got stung again.
Oh my god.
The ocean like fascinates me. I love the ocean. I'm a huge ocean person. And
So you love jellyfish. But
yeah,
you don't want to be a jellyfish.
no,
Why don't you want to be a jellyfish?
I don't want to be a jellyfish.
But you love jellyfish.
They don't have control over where they go in life. They just kind of float in the waves. They'd have
They
no
do.
say. I feel like that would freak me out to just.
You want to
kinda-
have your say.
Yeah, I want to have
Okay.
my say.
You can have your say.
All right. Anyways, where was I?
This is what I love about iceberg questions. You never know when or in what form the answers will come, but if you just go deeper, you'll find them. You just have to listen. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Iceberg Questions. Feel free to share with me your answers, or if you have any suggestions for any questions I can ask my next guests, let me know.